Newzroom Afrika's Silethiwe Ndlovu. She joins us now ahead of the competition. Silethiwe, you're going to have to tell us how this smells, what the scents you are sensing there. What can we expect today?
What I can tell you is that it smells absolutely divine where I am. But earlier on, I did mention that this competition is in partnership with the South African Chefs Association, and we do have the chairman right now to speak to us about some of the reasons they chose to partner with this competition. Gregory, thank you so much for speaking to us this morning. Let's start off with the reasons behind that decision.
Well, RCL is a premium brand, and with South African Chefs Associations, we are there to represent cooks, caterers, and it's one of the products that they use. But what it does with this competition, it helps us to identify and elevate young chefs, obviously in the industry, by putting them through this competition, but also using these products as well.
Talking about identifying young people, what are some of the things that SA Chefs Association will do this year with young people?
So part of this is identifying talent. We have a culinary Olympic team. 2028 is the culinary Olympics. Through competitions like this, helps us to identify that talent. Once we've identified that talent through the scout program that we have with independent scouts, they go and select all the different talent around South Africa, get these kids and students and also young chefs and also older chefs into an incubation program. Over the next 3 years, they get developed to obviously represent South Africa, and it's these competitions that help us to identify those talents.
You mentioned, gathering a young talent around South Africa. What are some of the industries that those young people can work in? Of course, the culinary space is quite vast with hotels and restaurants. So what are some of the environments that they can work in?
So the industry itself has evolved. Over the past 20 years, it's not just about working in the kitchen anymore. It's about chefs that become food bloggers, have become traveling chefs, where a lot of them working on the yachts, working on the ships, but also private catering, private chefs, becoming an educator, becoming a book writer, becoming an author. So it gives them the foundation and the fundamental basics to understand what professional cookery is about, and within their own skill set and creativity, with the generations we have coming now, allows them the opportunity to be diverse within the industry.
Lastly, Gregory, perhaps just give advice to young budding chefs that might want to venture into this industry.
Have the passion, be creative. If you've got a love for cooking, it'll come naturally as well. And the training course is very hard. Generally, a lot of chefs will go through a 3-year in-service training program, and it kind of mentally prepares them for what the industry has to hold. It's a very demanding industry, but it's a very rewarding industry. So if you're creative and you love food and also love doing things in terms of sustainability, it's a right industry to get in to start making the change for tomorrow.
Thank you so much for speaking to us today. That was Gregory Henderson, who is the chairman of competitions and culinary for the SA Chefs Association. Basically just speaking about some of the industries that young people can go into after, this particular competition, and the fact that they are in partnership with different departments in order to continue to find young talent in South Africa. And the advice there is that continue to have the drive, continue to have the passion.
Silethiwe, thank you very much indeed. Maybe you and I should have become culinary scouts rather than doing what we're doing for the moment. Does sound like quite a nice thing to do. Go and look for aspiring chefs. How would you know they're good? Well, you'd have to eat what they bake, wouldn't you? Let's look at some other news.